You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ the Tar Heel, and welcome to another portal update. And as you can see, Carolina tightened up a loose end off the jump by getting a commitment from Michigan Wolverine transfer kicker Adam Samaha, who was a 2-star guy on some sites. He's a 3-star guy from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and as a prospect, he was ranked as the number 9 kicker in the entire country. Now, it's obviously an important signing because Noah Burnett entered the portal, which honestly surprised me a little bit. And the other two kickers on the team, one is a walk-on, Liam Boyd, and Lucas Asada is a freshman on scholarship. Now, Noah was a starting kicker at UNC with Bill Belichick coming in, and so I really don't understand exactly, what are the intricate details of why he would leave being the starting kicker and a guy like Belichick coming in, to transfer to a different team when you're very much on the cusp of possibly competing for something big. But it is what it is, man. Noah's out, Adam's in. Let's stinking go. So Samaha spent the 2024 campaign buried under the Big Ten Kicker of the Year, Dominic Zavada, who recently announced that he's going to be returning the Big Blue in 2025. So obviously, Adam said, hey, man, I got to go find a place where I can get on the field and compete. Now, in 2023, Samaha only made one appearance, kicking the final extra point of a 52-7 whooping that Michigan had over Indiana, and he did not see the field in 2024. So it should be a good little battle going into camp between him and probably Lucas Asada. Now, North Carolina was able to flip Wake Forest commit and former East Carolina defensive tackle CJ Mims, who was a 3-star guy out of high school. Obviously, with Clausen announcing that he was going to step down from the head post as the Wake Forest head coach, CJ had some second thoughts, visited North Carolina, and decided to commit. Now, CJ he's ranked the number 30 defensive tackle and the number 343 overall ranked player in the portal, and he is a 6'2", 305-pound defensive tackle with 2 years of eligibility remaining, man. Now, his totals at ECU include 23 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, 8 pressures, 5 hurries, and 2 sacks. So good to get an in-state kid, man, to come to the good guys. Welcome to Carolina, CJ Mims, and I look forward to watching you plug some holes in the middle, bro. Now, a huge get for North Carolina was that the Heels were able to grab 6'6", 350-pound. Yes, that's right. Not a misspeak. 350-pound offensive tackle Miles McVay out of the portal from Alabama. And this was a huge get, man. McVay was the number 196 overall prospect in the 2023 class and the 16th rated offensive tackle coming out of high school. Miles is the number 272 rated overall player right now and the 20th rated offensive tackle in the portal, and is technically a 3-star, so they've downgraded him to a 3-star in the portal. But with Coach Bill Belichick's no-nonsense approach, man, you would have to imagine that there's going to be a plan in place to help this guy manage his weight and really bring out the best in him, man. 350 pounds is huge, and UNC fans saw way too often what happens when you line up a quick edge rusher against some of these heavier-footed, large men. But his recruiting profile states that he is skilled enough to handle the speed rushers, man. So we'll have to see after a spring and summer under this new regime, man. Kid was recruited and played at Alabama. We will stinking take him. And another get that's hot off the press, man. The North Carolina Tar Heels grab the 6'4", 210-pound Ryan Brown out of the portal from the Purdue Boilermakers. He threw for 532 yards, had 4 touchdowns to 2 interceptions in 2 starts, completing 56.6% of his passes. Now, he was the 50th ranked quarterback in the country in his class and the number 3 prospect in the state of New York after playing 1 year up in the Empire State, but he did play the majority of his football in Florida. One thing that is very evident about Ryan Brown when you watch his tape is that the kid is more than capable at running the football, man, and he can really hurt teams in that RPO game. Great job with the read option, man. And, I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table with head coach Bill Belichick, barking the commands at him, man. Excited to see where his game goes under coach, for real. So with all that excitement today, man, that's daggone 4 commits. We can see that UNC has moved up to the 27th ranked portal class along with 66th overall. So we're still trending up, man. That's pretty good. And you can see the spread here because we've got 2 commits from offensive linemen, 2 commits from defensive linemen, a tight end, a kicker, and now a quarterback. I mean, that's the epitome of plugging holes on the roster. And I want you to notice, our lean on these 3-star guys right now. And I think these are guys that Bill and Mike have identified, where they're looking at them and they're saying to themselves, you know what, I can work with this kid, man, and I can make him better, right? I can coach this kid up. So don't get lulled to sleep by the stars, Tar Heel Nation. I've heard some grumblings, through the message boards and things of that nature, man. Not when you have the best coach in college football coaching these kids up, man. Just food for thought. I'm sure that the eye candy will come, okay? Especially, when we start talking about, after teams start losing in the playoffs, those kids enter the portal. We'll see what happens after that Now for the visits. Yahoo Sports has reported that Army Black Knight running back Kanye Udo will make a visit to Chapel Hill, but he's got a ton of visits preceding it as well. Udo rushed for 1,117 yards, 10 touchdowns, and was the 26th leading rusher in the entire country. And he did bolster a 6.2 yards per carry average. But you can see that he's got a ton of visits coming up. Now, that'd obviously be a huge pickup considering the fact that, our All-American running back Omarion Hampton's foregoing his senior season and the bowl to enter the NFL draft, which nobody can blame him for that. So you got sophomore Davion Gauss, or Bullet, as we like to call him. He did a great job as a freshman last year, backing up Big O. But with Caleb Hood also putting his name in the portal as well, UNC could definitely stand to bolster the running back room. Now, according to George Stoya III, despite Carolina signing 4-star stud quarterback Bryce Baker, and obviously we just saw that we got Ryan Brown from Purdue, Bill Belichick did get involved late for the portal's number 1 quarterback, John Mateer out of Washington State, who threw for 3,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. Miami and Oklahoma were also involved in trying to accommodate his services. However, apparently it was a phone call from the former Heisman Trophy winner, Baker Mayfield, that kind of put the nail in the coffin, and Mateer reportedly committed not long after that to the Sooners, so we weren't able to grab that one. According to KeepingItHeal.com, former 3-star Washington Huskies offensive lineman Khalid Tafai has received an offer from the Hills. He's a 6'6", 330-pound California native who has 3 years of eligibility left, and he played left tackle after Washington was hit real hard with the injury bug during the season. Now, he's a California native, and there's a ton of heavyweights getting into this thing, man. Alabama, Michigan State, among others. So it's going to be a tough pull for Belichick, but it's just something to keep an eye on, man, especially with all these offensive linemen that we're getting out of the portal. Now, guys that are on their way out, it looks like Howard Sampson has in fact transferred out to Texas Tech, which he's originally from Texas, so good for him. So it was a rough spell for the 12 games that he was in Carolina Blue, but obviously you wish the kid the best of luck. And then Andrew Rosinski is headed to Georgia Tech. He never really got any burn for the Tar Heels. And kind of surprisingly, yesterday Ja'Kiah Leftwich entered his name in the transfer portal as well, which was a guy that I thought would earn a starting spot last spring, and it literally just never panned out. So, as you can see, man, A ton of exciting activity coming out of the Kenan Football Center. And of course, I'll continue to think and keep my ears stuck to the wall if I hear anything, Tar Heel Nation. Do me a favor if you haven't already, baby. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Shout out to my inner circle, the Huddle Hooligans. And remember, baby, it is always a great day to be a Tar Heel. We will catch you on the next one, Tar Heel Nation.